It's good to see you, Five Claw. We only just returned and I have yet to report to the Queen. Chimera is alright, isn't she? We saw the moons move and the eclipse end, but we haven't heard what happened after you entered the moon gate. After I was caught in that dragon blast, Zamorak tended to my wounds and took command of the soldiers defending the upper ridge. I'm sorry to say that I was in and out of consciousness for most of what happened next. I know that I am still alive and grateful to be back in Rimmen. It's a miracle, thank the moons, that the city is free once more. If you want to know what really occurred at the Moon Gate, you'll need to ask Zamorak and Prefect Kelo. There are those among the troops who need the healers more than I. But perhaps a few hours in the soothing springs will restore my strength. I'll need it too. I have much to do to help Chimera restore Anequina to its former glory.
Oh, it's you. Good to see you're still among the living. I suppose you had a hand in getting the moons to finally pull apart? Hang on, I need to finish my report. I find that it's best to write it all down while it's still fresh in my mind. It's all in my report. Our troops held their ground and fought bravely. We lost many good soldiers, Khajiit and Imperial, but we did our duty. We slaughtered Uraxians by the score and kept the dragons at bay until the moons broke apart. It was crucial to our survival. When the moons separated, the dragons broke ranks. They seemed to lose their drive, their purpose. They stopped attacking and flew off. Not a moment too soon. We had exhausted both our strength and our ammunition. The ones that survived Zamorak's charge lost what remained of their courage when the dragons abandoned the field of battle. They scattered like sand roaches and ran in all directions. I doubt they'll give the militia too much trouble going forward. We still have a lot to do to heal the scars left by Euraxia and her mercenaries. I'll offer our services to Queen Chimera and Lord Garashri. Let them use us where we'll do the most good. If that's what they need. But the Cygnus Irregulars are mostly military engineers, scouts, and trainers. We have a lot more to offer a kingdom that needs to be rebuilt than just blades and shields. That was our original mission, to help elsewhere.
Zamorak is happy to see you, friend. After the dragons entered the Moon Gate and you followed, this one worried that all was lost. But then, the moons parted, and suddenly everything seemed all right. Just what you would expect. We held our ground against the swarming Uraxians and their necromancers, repelled the dragons as best we could. This one let the desert wind flow through his limbs and claws, while our soldiers rallied to his side. Between the Khajiit militia and the Cygnus Irregulars, we held them off. When the moons separated, the Uraxians broke off their attack and scattered to the four winds. The remainder will be a nuisance, but they pose no threat to the kingdom. Zamorak doesn't know for certain. We faced mostly the Uraxians on the upper ridge. Prefect Kelo commanded the ballisti, so he could tell you more. This one does know that when the moons began to separate, the dragons roared in rage and flew away. Zamorak hopes to serve as Queen Chimera's claw and defend the throne as he was trained to do. If she will not have me, well, Gareshri has many plans for improving life in elsewhere. This one would be happy to help in any way he can.
Sure, both. Rigert knew he should have brought more meat.
Outsider, this one must speak with you. This one never expected to set foot in the capital of Anequina again. She hoped the militia would succeed, but she didn't believe they stood a chance against the usurper queen. Kashia understands you played a significant role in these events, yes? Such wonders you have accomplished, and to have touched the face of blessed Jode. This one is in awe. Despite all that, the Main has sent me to determine what happens next. Where is Lord Gareshri, the Speaker of the Main? The healers? This one hopes the Speaker wasn't gravely injured. As for your question, we must settle the matter of Anequina's succession. Kashia must determine if Kamira is the legitimate heir to the throne, and if so, recognize her claim. Certainly, but anyone can make such a claim. To be accepted by the Khajiit, she must be recognized by the Main. With Gareshri indisposed, will you stand with Kamira and vouch for her heritage? If so, please, tell her I am ready to meet with her. Before you return to Kamira's side, this one requests an additional favor. The Main gave Kashia a sealed letter for Abner Tharn, but he refuses to see me. I understand that you and he share a special bond. Perhaps you could deliver the letter. The specifics concern the Tharn alone. But this one believes it deals with the artificial eclipse and its impact on Khajiit society. The moons hold great sway over the Khajiit born under them. What does this mean for those born during this eclipse? No matter what caused the eclipse, Joan and Jode joined as one. When this occurs naturally, one born then may become the next Main. But during a false eclipse, succession becomes a concern. The Main hopes Tharn can explain the arcane implications. The Main cannot be everywhere at once. That is what the Speaker and the envoys are for. For now, the Main's duties do not include Anequina. But know that the Main's heart is everywhere in Elsewhere. Now, please deliver the letter to Abner Tharn.
Abner, you simply must stay for the ceremony. It's not every day we get to see a lovely cat receive a crown.
Nonsense. And don't call me Abner. Besides, I think I've overstayed my welcome as far as Kamira is concerned.
Talk some sense into him. Abner can't just slink away like a thief in the night. It's undignified, not to mention rude. I don't know what goes on in that otherwise brilliant mind of his.
You and Cadwell, the two of you just can't leave well enough alone. No one was supposed to notice as I slipped out of Rimmen. Of course, very little has gone according to plan since the Wrathstone tablets set me on this path. I am neither sentimental nor enamored of pomp and circumstance. My time in Elsewhere has shown me that I have limits. I am not the battle mage I was in my younger days. Besides, I hate parties. Small talk, speeches, canapes, totally unbearable. I watched firsthand as a remarkable young woman became a leader. She's already a queen. Everything else is simply ceremony. I've lingered here long enough. You were an able enough traveling companion. I may call on you again sometime. An intriguing question. Are Khajiit born under a forced eclipse next in line for the main? But this other bit confirms my suspicions. I must travel to Palatine at once. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Until then, farewell. We accomplished much, but I fear we haven't seen the last of Calgrontiid. I must investigate reports coming from the south. You, however, have a queen to crown. Take Cadwell with you and make sure he behaves. And tell Chimera she did admirably. We saw no body, and there's no reason to suppose Calgrontiid couldn't escape from Jode just as we did. He absorbed a remarkable amount of energy while the moons were aligned, after all. I'll send for you if and when I confirm my suspicions.
Abner's received a new quest from the main. As soon as we finish here, I'll join him. Quests are my speciality. Oh, fiddlesticks. I just remembered Queen Chimera asked me to be her king's claw. I guess Abner will have to soldier on without me. Yes, indeed. Her exact words were, "You can call yourself the Emperor of Cyrodiil for all I care. Just quit blathering and let me think." I've no designs on the ruby throne, but Cadwell the Queen's claw has a rather dashing ring to it, eh?
I assure you, Kasia, my wounds are healing quite nicely.
Nevertheless, this one has asked the Outlander to stand beside Chimera, should I decide to give the Main's blessing.
Garishri told me you found them. He filled me in on what happened during the battle at the Moongate. Dragons and necromancers, I understand. But politics and coronations, they twist my tail, and their regalia, it pinches. Moons, I miss my leathers. I am having many thoughts, but I know what I must do. Like Anequina and my other ancestors before me, I must stand tall and accept my responsibilities with humility and grace. Provided the Main's envoy confirms my right to the throne. The woman is inscrutable. I think she just wants to see me suffer until she acquiesces and places the crown on my head. Before the full weight of the kingdom falls upon my shoulders, I want to tell you something. I want you to know I appreciate everything you have done for Elsewhere. For me, I do not believe we would have survived without your assistance. Now, I understand the envoy asked you to stand beside me at the ceremony. Are you ready, my friend?
Zamorak cannot wait to see Kamira formally recognized as our queen. It is a proud day for Anequina, my friend.
This is my first royal coronation. I hope it isn't as long and complicated as the imperial ceremonies I've read about.
Tears of joy, my friend. Once Kamira arrives, this small stream will become a raging river, and honor, he's even more emotional than me.
Where is Kamira? I expected her to be eager to hear my proclamation.
The healers were able to do wonders, my friend. I almost feel like my old self again. I will secure Kamira's claim. You just stand beside her and support her. She values your presence, as do I. But where is Kamira? I expected you to bring her in.
Who will confirm that Kamira is the daughter of King Hemekar and the rightful heir to the throne of Anequina?
I will, as her guardian all these years, and as the Speaker of the Men. Kamira is the rightful heir. Come forth, daughter of Hemekar and Numara. Come forth, child of Anequina.
Kamira, do you accept the duties of the throne? Will you lead this kingdom and protect its people?
I do, and I will.
Know then that the Main accepts and recognizes your claim. All hail Kamira, Queen of Anequina!
I promise to serve our people, and I offer thanks to all who helped achieve our recent victories. Finally, there is one I wish to honor. One whose assistance in these matters was unprecedented and invaluable. Five Claw, my comrade and friend, please approach the throne. Courageous Five Claw, I will make sure your deeds are sung by my people. They will be told from one generation to the next. As Kunzari passed into legend, so too will you. Then say nothing, my friend. Just know that you helped deliver my homeland from tyranny. You helped me avenge my parents. You saved us from dragons and undead. We will never forget that. I will never forget that. You appeared when elsewhere needed you most. In our most desperate time of troubles, you helped restore our nation. You will always have a place here, my friend. And I want you to accept the greatest award I can offer. I name you Champion of Anequina. There are still dragons to kill and Uraxians to deal with, but now it is time to celebrate. Take a few moments, talk to our friends, then enjoy yourself, champion. You earned it. It is time for different adventures, Five Claw. I must lead my people and erase the memories of the usurper queen. May her name be blotted from the histories. Of course, I may find time to slip away and explore a ruin or two. Every now and again. Just what you would expect. I listen to problems and I try to find solutions. I suppose I must coordinate with our allies in the Dominion at some point, and there are still stray dragons and Uraxian deserters to deal with. So, the usual things.
I came to Northern Elsewhere with an impossible task. I took command of the militia and sought to free Rimmon from Euraxia's grasp. With your help, we accomplished so much more. You have my thanks for that, champion. As always, I go wherever the main needs me. For a while, I remain in Rimmon to provide Queen Chimera with whatever assistance she requires. You know, I watched Chimera grow these past 6 years. She will be a better queen than even I imagined.
Thank you for helping to restore the bloodline of Anequina Walker. It is good to see a Khajiit once again on the throne of Rimmon. Gashia apologizes for all the formality, but she had to be sure before she bestowed the Main's blessing upon Chimera.
Wasn't that a beautiful ceremony? Not quite on the level of the time I attended Molon Ball's first Daedric Titan unveiling and Soul Shriven Impalement celebration, but beautiful, just the same. Next, having given it a thought, it's enough trouble keeping track of the past and present to bother with what happens in the future. Maybe I'll finally build that little house on the edge of Cold Harbor's yawning chasm. Ah, the vertigo. Well, certainly. Eventually. It's my home. Besides, who would all the Soul Shriven look up to if I never returned? Have no fear, my friend. If you ever need Catwell's sword again, I'll rush to your side without hesitation. You have my word.
This one's heart sings at seeing Chimera crowned queen. Her parents would have been so proud. Thank you, my friend, for getting us to this moment, and for helping Zamorak find his way back to his true calling. Zamorak will always be an adept, but Queen Chimera has agreed to accept me as her claw. This one will protect the queen and serve her as best he can. It is what Zamorak was born to do, yes?
I'm glad that the Cygnus Irregulars were able to lend Queen Chimera our support. Helped make up for all the evil Euraxia brought with her to Elsewhere. Now where's the music? I didn't spend the last 6 years learning Khajiit waltzes for nothing. I hate the idea of mercenary companies, but without an imperial government in place, that seems to be what we're reduced to. Luckily, Chimera has accepted our offer of assistance and has agreed to employ us. As engineers and aid workers, of course. A few. You'd be surprised how many of their dances can't be accomplished without claws or a tail. I do hope they play the waxing moon, though. I find it rather elegant, and it's the one best suited to my tailless posterior.
Will the High Elves build our embassy even uglier than theirs?
That scent on the air. The mask-bearer approaches.
Good. Now we're just waiting for him. My friend, you're just in time. I'd rather not face my old companion without someone I trust nearby. Abner Tharn. According to his letter, you and he worked together. He thinks very highly of you. I'd ask how you accomplished such a feat, but there isn't time. The old snake says we have important business to discuss, and he's bringing a friend. He didn't elaborate on either topic, just mentioned a threat to southern elsewhere. Between Tharn's cryptic letter and Nathalar's strange mood, I'm feeling out of sorts. Talk to Nathalar. Find out what troubles him while I prepare for Tharn. I appreciate you dealing with Nathalar. The dragon senses my unease over Tharn's letter, which only makes his own anxiety more pronounced. Meanwhile, I need to keep myself from thrashing the old battle mage the moment I see him. Abner Tharn is conceited, opinionated, condescending, and a pain in my arse. And those are his good qualities. All that said, I have the utmost respect for the battle mage. When danger appears, we could do worse than to have Abner on our side. His letter indicated a threat to southern Elsewhere, but that was the extent of his revelations. I suppose he wants to tell us in person. Prudent, if frustrating. After all, one should never commit certain details to paper. Paces, he grumbles. He refuses to speak except in riddles, and he's only gotten worse since Tharn's letter arrived and my own mood soured. We both know something terrible gathers strength in the wilderness. We just don't know what it is.
The bearded one speaks as though I am not perched within striking distance and can hear every syllable he utters. I might find his hubris amusing in a different light, but the light that remains fades as darkness comes. A riddle to those hindered by limited perspectives. A profound truth to one such as I. Something ancient and powerful assaults my senses, but the path ahead is unclear. I sense a darkness. Perhaps an absence of light. It sets my scales on edge. My feeling is my own. It grew from a tickle behind my broken horn when the fool of a battle mage opened the halls of Colossus. Now it swirls like a black storm around me. Quite unpleasant. Perhaps the new arrivals can shed clarity on what is to come.
A portal? Here? See what you can make of it.
Tarn, how do you stand it? My head pounds like an orc drum.
You get used to it. And that was your best one yet.
Abner Tharn. You arrogant, vexatious son of a bleary-eyed...
Save your posturing, Sai. I missed you too, but we have a bigger problem to deal with.
Five Claw. My head spins from the effort that took. Cadwell made it look so easy. By the moons, though, my heart sings at the sight of you, my friend. I did. Cadwell acquired power over portals after attuning at the Shadowdance Temple. Tarn suggested I might have the same ability, and he has been helping me. Just between us, he is not the most patient teacher. Lord Gareshri has my kingdom well in hand. We continue to clean up the mess left by the usurper queen, and there are still stray dragons to deal with. But Tarn convinced me that I was needed here. Working with a dragon, what an odd sensation. So Tarn has told me. He has been exchanging letters with Sai Sahan for some time. Do not expect me to turn my back on the creature, but I will respect this alliance. Mons, this must be what a mouse feels like in the presence of a purring Alfiq. I traveled to southern Elsewhere not just to finish this business with the dragons. The Khajiit of Palatine have been on their own for too long. The time has come to welcome them back into the Confederacy. The Elsewhere Confederacy, an alliance between Anequina and Palatine. The various political upheavals and the Nahatan flu have left the Confederacy in shambles. I plan to rectify that. Gareshri insisted I bring an armed escort. He worries so. Marching down from Rimmon, I suppose. Tarn was in a hurry, so he had me practice my portal making. Zamorak and the others will catch up to us, eventually.
I see that my instructions were followed to the letter. The champion of Aequina, Sai Sahan, and the dragon Nafalar together in the same place, and I have brought Chimera. We have much to discuss. It concerns Calgrontide. Calgrontide absorbed a good deal of the core's power before we stopped him. I hoped he was lost in the void after we dislodged him, but like us, he made his way back to Tamriel. I've been hunting for him ever since. Not just that. I pieced together his ultimate plan. Calgrontide boasted he would become the equal of Akatosh, and your dealings with Ludvalon and the cult of the New Moon suggest they were preparing for an ascension. Isn't it obvious? Calgrontide plans to become a god. There's an island off the coast, Dragonhold. In the Kunzari legends, it was the dragon's seat of power. I can't open a portal to it, I can't even scry it. It's protected by potent magic. You face the cult of the New Moon? The cultists revere Calgrontide. They must have a method for getting to and from the island. I assume their base at the New Moon Fortress holds the answers we seek.
Strange green stone. Does that sound like what you're looking for, Tharn?
Indeed. Since I read about it in your reports, I've wanted to examine it. Chimera, can you...
No more portals, Tarn. Not right now. I have duties other than conveying you around, you know.
Oh, very well. Sai, let's talk. We'll meet our friend at the fortress.
I think I will leave the investigation of the cultist stronghold to you and the sour old men, Five Claw. I want to find out more about the situation in Palatine from your Dragon Guard companions. They are locals, yes?
A dragon that wants to be a god? As ridiculous as that sounds, Tharn's reaction tells me that this Calgrontide poses a serious threat not just to Southern Elsewhere. He endangers the entire world. We'll meet you at the New Moon Fortress.
Can't a Don't you know that interruptions at nap time cause mange of the fur? You mean other than the cultists that were trying their damnedest to disembowel us? Wait a moment. You're going back there. What in the Two Moons could possibly warrant a return visit to that awful place? Huh. Now that you mention it, I did hear a few of those nutters mentioning sending the green stone to an island, and they were certainly sacrificing something on that altar in the amphitheater. I am not a mage. I wouldn't know a portal from a hole in the ground, but that's where they were gathering the green, Aeon stone, I think they called it. If they have a way to move the stone, it must be in the amphitheater. That's where I would look. May the moons protect you on your mission. If you need a helping claw, come find me after my nap. I heard Aelia say something about meeting with the Queen of Anequina, which I take to be some sort of euphemism. As for the captain, he went to collect his special order, a case of plum brandy, the good stuff. Already storing it away, I'd wager.
Let's ride.
You need to rest, old man. Don't pretend otherwise.
If you insist. Talk to Sai. I need a moment.
I expected the New Moon cultists to disperse after the death of Latfulan. I suppose Kalgrantid has other ideas. We need to determine how the cultists reached the Dragon's protected island. And according to Tharn, the cult operates both here and on the island. They must have a way to get from here to there. The stockpile of Aeon stone and this amphitheater are as good a place to start our search as any. That entrance has most likely been sealed in response to what you and she accomplished here. A structure as ancient as this must have other entrances, though. Let's find one and make our way to the amphitheater. Tharn will be fine. He just needs to catch his breath. Which means I get a few blissful moments without listening to his scathing observations. Now let's move quickly. Kalgrantid must be dealt with before he can complete his ascension. The fortress is built atop the cliffside, and the river runs along its base. There must be another way into the fortress along the river. I can feel it in my beard. Across here, I have a feeling. This looks promising.
You found a way inside, and without my help. Good.
Back on your feet, old man? Let me know if you need a litter.
A jest. I find it hard to tell through all that facial hair. Now focus. We'll need your fighting skills inside. You never cease to surprise me, Sai.
What now, old man?
In the past, I considered you nothing more than Varen's muscle, but here you are, leading a new generation of Dragon Guard.
Your point, Tharn?
Just contemplating how some people adapt to change.
Some seek change, others have it forced upon them.
Wisdom from an empty well here in the belly of our enemy. Let's stick to the matter at hand, shall we?
Anyone else? Let's go.
Through the portal, fleas. There is work to do on my
Calgrontied, here. We must find him. Calgrontied!
shall be the first to behold the rise of the Dark Aeon.
The portal just closed. Tharn, can you open it?
Perhaps, but not by myself. Champion, let's talk. I know Sai was hoping for a confrontation, but I doubt we could have survived an encounter with Calgrontied. He looked even more powerful than when we saw him at Jode's core. Now, about that portal. This array of stones forms the portal's focal point. That's Aeon stone, mined from sites throughout southern Elsewhere. I did a little research after receiving Sai's report. We need to energize the stones to activate the portal to Dragonhold. Aeon stone has no intrinsic power. It amplifies whatever energy it absorbs. That's the key to activating the portal. If you step close to the stones, I'll siphon a bit of your vitality into them. That should provide power enough to open the portal. As I said, I did some research. Approach each Aeon stone and I'll siphon a little of your vitality into them. That should provide the energy I need to activate the portal to Dragonhold. You think so? My knowledge is infinitesimal and it irks me. The stone exists only in southern Elsewhere. It absorbs and amplifies energy using a process I can utilize but don't fully understand. The cultists certainly accumulated a lot of it, though. You take great pleasure in forcing me to admit to gaps in my knowledge, don't you? Point taken. Calgrontiid absorbed a significant amount of energy from Jode's core. With all the stone he had the cultists send to the island, I assume its unique properties factor into his plans in some fashion. Good. The Aeon stones hum with energy. That should allow me to open the portal to Dragonhold. This is harder than I thought. It's open. Our way to the island. Sai, go. Prepare the Dragon Guard.
Go? You can barely stand, old man.
Don't argue with me. Calgrontiid's plan's near completion, and it will take all of us to stop him. Go!
Damn you, Tharn. I'll leave, but you better not die before I return.
I remember when spells such as this took barely any effort. While Sai rallies the Dragon Guard, our job will be to reach the island and find a way to lower its defenses. Then we can take on Calgrontiid with our full contingent. We're going to the ancient seat of Calgrontiid's power to face a dragon that not only possesses the might of Jode's core, but the amplifying abilities of the Aeon Stone. I imagine we'll need to be ready for anything. Your concern is touching, but I'd prefer you save it for someone of lesser stature. Now, as we leap into the maw of near-certain death, we have one advantage. Calgrontiid doesn't consider us a threat. Let's show him the error of his ways. It appears that the portal deposited us inside an ancient structure. I assume we're somewhere beneath the island of Dragonhold. The architecture reminds me of both the halls of Colossus and the barrows of Skyrim. Interesting. That's an approximate translation of the Ta'agra text, from the secret histories of the Moonsingers. Calgrontiid reigned from here before Kunzari imprisoned him in the halls of Colossus. Some sort of powerful magic isolates this island. An Aegis. We need to find the source of the Aegis and destroy it so Nafalar and the Dragon Guard can join us. We'll never stop Calgrontiid without them. Everything I learned about Calgrontiid came from a few oblique references in the Khajiit myths. Let's see if we can find anything to add to our knowledge while we search for a way to dispel the Aegis. An Aegis is a defensive spell. While the magic used in the Matrix surrounding Dragonhold is unknown to me, it bears some resemblance to spells I've cast in the past. I assume the Aeon Stones serve as a key component in the process, whatever it is. That supposition was simply an educated guess. But yes, I believe that by channeling the energy from Jode's core through this strange Aeon Stone, Calgrontiid can achieve an unprecedented level of power. Will that equal godhood? Who can say? I don't like the way this island is shaking. Let's not linger in these caves. It feels like the ceiling might collapse at any moment. That tapestry. Give me a moment to study it. Obviously of Khajiit origin. Old, maybe as ancient as these ruins, perhaps older. I think this depicts one of the forbidden legends. Oh, I can think of any number of reasons for a culture to declare a myth or legend forbidden, though most involve topics too disruptive or dangerous to discuss openly. This particular tale deals with the rise of the new moon. Indeed, anything that hints at changing the status quo poses a danger to those in charge. See the number of moons? The Khajiit acknowledge multiple moons, but they rarely depict any besides Joan and Jode. The third moon is larger than both of them. The figures at the bottom. Those must represent the new moon cultists. And see the Aeon stone, emanating energy that gives rise to the third moon? Yes. I'm certain. This depicts the legend of the Dark Aeon. I came across another one of the secret Moonsinger myths during my research. It predicts the coming of a powerful new moon, the Dark Aeon. I think Calgrontiid seeks to make this ancient prognostication a reality. Now, let's find the Aegis. According to the legend, this new moon presages a time of darkness and the birth of a new supreme being. Calgrontiid seeks to make the prophecy come true. Damn it. I won't have my legacy tarnished by a mad dragon I inadvertently released. Ah, the confidence of youth. Very well then, let's get on with it. We still need to find the source of the magic that's protecting this island. Dragon, but it's not Calgrontiid.
Continue to feed the ritual sites. Calgrontiid demands a throne in the sky. We must accomplish this or perish.
A throne in the sky? Forget the source of the island's defenses. We need to destroy these ritual sites. Interesting. Let me try something. Power coursing through these stones. It could move a mountain. Stand back. Let me try. I may regret this later, but I'm going to borrow some of this energy. Let's return to the central chamber and get our bearings. I'll deal with this creature.
You think to challenge me?
Power!
Savor this reprieve, mortals. You cannot stop the dark Aeon!
That drove it off. Now, to find the source of the Aegis. So much for feeling like my old self again. It took every iota of energy I absorbed from the Aeon Stone, and all I accomplished was to wound the dragon and drive it off. And now, I'm as used up and worthless as an empty water skin. The injured dragon. There's nothing more dangerous, but also totally predictable. It will head to a secure location to mend its wounds. What could be more secure than the source of Dragonhold's defenses? Your observational skills never cease to amaze me. The energy gave me a boost, but it also wreaked havoc with my body. A mortal vessel was never meant to contain such power. Now that it's gone, I'm nearly spent. I'm not sure we stopped the ritual in time. There's a disturbance in the air. Something's about to happen. Come on. Let's find the source of the island's defenses while we still can. The humans and Khajiit could, but not Nafalar. We need that dragon and the bond you share to defeat Kalgrontiid. As long as the Aegis is in place, Nafalar can't reach Dragonhold. We need to remove it. More cultists. Where do the dragons find these demented Khajiit?
Come on!
Another tapestry. And that's clearly a dragon. This tapestry continues the legend of the Dark Aeon. I suppose it would be more accurate to call it a prophecy. Because the cultists don't believe what we see here happened in the past. They believe the Dark Aeon will arise in the future. The very near future, if Calgrontiid has his way. I think the land at the bottom represents this island, Dragonhold. See the vast amounts of Aeon stone, including the spire at the center? Its energy feeds into the new moon as it rises into the night sky. That's the Dark Aeon. The new moon, the new god that Calgrontiid plans to ascend to. But all that energy, that must be the source of Dragonhold's defenses. We have to find this location. We need to hurry and find the wounded dragon. The tremors grow worse with every passing moment, and I fear we're running out of time. We kill it, though I'm hardly fit for another battle. Even so, I doubt we'll be able to deal with the Aegis while the dragon still lives. Up there! That's Calgrontiid.
That foul scent. I know these words. You cannot stop me. This island will ascend, and I shall become the Dark Aeon. Trespassers! You will not destroy the Aegis!
ur-mage may be wounded, but he's still a dragon.
So down! Slow down!
You deal with the dragon. I'll take care of the Aegis.
Were you to
may have dealt with the island's defenses, but whatever Calgrontiid is doing is getting stronger. Dragon's bones were up in the sky. These ruins won't stand much more of this. We need to get out of here. A dead end. There's no choice. I'll open a portal to the mainland. Hurry! It will take the last of my remaining strength to hold this open. Find Chimera and Sai-Sahan. Prepare the Dragon Guard to attack. I'll be ready when you return.
Soon.
Over here. I told you I sensed Tarn's magic.
Then where is... By the sacred sons of Yolkuda? Up in the sky! An island? In the sky? I have no words to make sense of that.
How did the Dragon's Island get into the sky? And where is Tarn? Five Claw, tell me what is happening. The prophecy of the dark Aeon and the new moon. I should have seen it sooner. But what of Tarn? Where is he? Then we must return to the Dragon Guard Sanctum and rally our forces. Even if Tarn managed to overcome the island's defenses, reaching an island in the sky could pose a significant problem. I must ponder the possibilities. I do not want to imagine Tarn alone on that island. We must gather our forces and get back to him quickly, Five Claw. I fear time is running out for all of us. Tarn's magic. It has a specific scent. Since he has been training me to understand my attunement, I have learned to recognize his magic and track it when he unleashes it. I followed the trail, and it led me here. That is more of a question for Sai-Sahan. But ready or not, they are all we have. Let us return to the Dragon Guard Sanctum and figure out how to reach the floating island.
Good.
Mate.
You have
String with you really keeps the girl on her toes. You're getting stronger all the time.
The island is floating, dragon. I saw it with my own eyes.
Calgrantid seeks to fulfill the prophecy. I must keep the lesser dragons from attending him on Dragonhold.
Hey! Ah, there goes our ride.
What do we do now? How are we going to get to Dragonhold?
I could try to open a portal, but without Tarn's guidance, I do not even know how to begin.
An island in the sky. It sounds like a dream, or maybe a nightmare.
Were you truly on that island when it rose into the sky? Oh, this one wishes he could have been with you. Well, except for all the cultists, and the dragons, and the rising into the sky thing.
Did I hear correctly? Did you leave the old wizard alone on the island as it floated into the sky? Mates don't abandon mates, mate. Bear that in mind the next time we work together.
A dragon has no sense of propriety, flying off without so much as a buy or leave. Without him or Tharn, we'll need to devise our own method for reaching Dragonhold. But by the Sword of Saints, I have no idea what that might be. And we'll find that way, somehow. For now, rest. Prepare yourself. And take this for your efforts. Remember, you confirmed Calgrantid's plan and removed Dragonhold's protection. We're one step closer to ending this, my friend. I refuse to be stymied by a hovering landmass. The floating island could be part of Calgrantid's plan, but it could also mean he wanted privacy for his final push toward ascension. Either way, we need to find a way to get up there. There must be a way to reach Dragonhold.